Hey gang, Tony Fontana here, coming at you from our home here on Long Island, New York, and just got back a little while ago from I guess a 4-mile walk through Comstead Park. Some of you might have seen that little video. So we're here, we're having some fun, but I wanted to come at you today because we started a process yesterday where we talked a little bit about a number of things to basically bridge the gap so that you can actually get into a mode and in a direction where you can succeed at something. So what did we talk about yesterday? We talked about your self-image. We talked about relationships. We talked about having your attitude squared away. We talked about having your work ethic and your work ethics basically just spot on. You have to work for what you want going forward, and your desires, the why are you doing what you're doing. Hey Mario, how are you? Hi Sarah, how are you? What's going on? Good to see Emily. Hello, coming from New York. You're in Texas. I love you guys. So the why, you begin any journey if you know why you're going on a journey, right? That's the most important thing. So we're going to cover, I mentioned this yesterday because I wanted to talk today and maybe for the rest of this week about self-image specifically, and then we're going to get into the other areas over the coming months. Well, you know what? We're going to get your attitude to improve there, Sarah, because you're an amazing, amazing, amazing human being, and you're changing a lot of things going on. I love your posts. I love listening to you. You're awesome. Hey, John, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, my man. So we're going to talk about self-image. There's no elevator to the top. There's a lot of get-rich-quick crap on the internet right now. There's no way to rise up to the top quickly. You've got to go through the process. You've got to go through all of the things that we're talking about here to get to the top. The elevator is broken, so stop worrying about taking an elevator and going up there and making your way. You're not going to do it because somewhere along the way, some of these 5 things that we talked about yesterday, you might have some strengths and some and weakness in others. You have to be strong in all of them. Hey, Paul, what's going on, brother? How are you? Hey, Peter, how are you? What's going on? Sarah, stick with me here. I love this stuff. We talked about an Indian, an American Indian that discovered oil on his land yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. He didn't discover it yesterday. And we talked about how he bought a giant Cadillac, added extra tires to it. He paraded around town with this thing, but he had it carted by 2 horses instead of worrying about and using the 200 horses under the hood. Instead of using what was inside the car, he used what was outside the car to transport himself. Well, we all do this, unfortunately, in different points in our life. We rely on things external, our ships coming in or whatever, so that we think that's going to help us move forward. Well, it's got to be from inside you. So we're going to talk about some internal stuff. Why is self-image important? 2 stories. Emmanuel Ninja was an 1890s counterfeiter. He actually counterfeited $20 bills. So he would take these $20 bills and he would spread them all over town. And unfortunately, one day, one of his bills got wet and the storekeeper that took the $20 bill kind of called the police and he was arrested. And when they arrested him, they found his apartment filled with $20 bills that he hand painted. Now, if you know anything about currency, I'm a numismatist. Currency back in the 1800s was magnificent, very artsy, beautiful, beautiful bills. He painted them by hand, this guy. They found his bills. They found some in the process of being painted. Well, he was arrested. He failed, actually, but his paintings were selling for $5,000 a piece. Hey, MJ, hi, honey. $5,000 for one painting. He made more money on one painting than he did in years just creating $20 bills. And let's take another guy by the name of Arthur Barry. Arthur Barry was the gentleman's jewel thief back in the 1930s. He only stole from extremely wealthy people. In fact, wealthy people were kind of like hoping he would rob them because it became a status symbol. Well, eventually he was caught, like they were all caught. Spent 18 years in prison, and he tried to retire to a quiet life. Unfortunately, he was discovered by some reporters. Hey, Ryan, what's going on, buddy? John, good to see you, bud. So he was discovered by this reporter, and a bunch of reporters started interviewing him at this time and trying to live a quiet life. That didn't work. Well, anyway, one reporter said, Arthur, you stole it from a lot of important people. Who was the most important person that you stole from? You know what he said? He said, the most important person I stole from was myself. He said, because I could have been a baron of Wall Street. I could have been an executive. I could have been a major business owner and a multimillionaire. He said, but I became a jewel thief. Well, he succeeded at failing, didn't he? His self-image was very poor, and that's why he was a jewel thief. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Ryan, again, seeing you. Good to see you. So he stole the most from himself, didn't he? And too many of you are stealing from yourself. You're not being productive for yourself, for your family, for society, because you're stealing from yourself because your self-image is lacking. You think you can't achieve because you don't think you're worthy. You don't think you're worth it. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are. So we're going to cover this for the rest of this week, and hopefully you'll get a little bit out of this tonight. I have some notes because I like to refer to my notes to try and stay on track. I don't want to be on the phone too long here. Oh, and by the way, what do you think of the little light? I have a ring light around me. First time using it. I love this thing. Honey, what do you think? MJ, you're up there. How does this look to you? I have it on. I love it. It's awesome. All right, so if you don't believe in yourself, you are stealing from yourself. You're stealing because there's lost potential. You're stealing because you're not improving your life or anyone else's life. And society judges us on what we do in life, doesn't it? So why steal from yourself? Why not improve how you view yourself? It's so, so, so important. Okay, now, self-image is the most important starting point. You know, I've been working on my self-image since I'm like 18 years old. I've always thought highly of myself. This is not an ego thing. This isn't I'm the greatest kind of a thing. It's simply I believe that I'm valuable. I believe that I'm worthy, and I believe that I'm okay. So because I've always believed that, I don't let too many people dump on me. It's very rare for someone to get away with dumping on me. I usually flush them in a heartbeat because I believe strongly in who I am and what my role is in this world right now. Hey, Tommy, how are you? What's going on? So, and if you don't start, you'll never arrive anywhere, right? So you gotta actually do something to accomplish something. I want you to change that. What if somebody called you on the phone tonight? And Sarah, I'll use you as an example. Hey, Sean. Hey, Todd. Sarah, I'll use you as an example. Somebody called you up and said, Sarah, you are the most incredible woman. You are the most amazing human being. You're an amazing mom. You're tremendous, whatever you do for a living. You're awesome at it. You're going to get off that phone and you're going to be thinking, wow, I have a lot of respect for that person. If they think that, well, I must be that then. You're going to walk high a little bit. You're going to walk with your feet off the ground just a little bit. The next day, you might be thinking about that phone call. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, a school teacher, a bus driver, you're going to think, man, I'm okay. Because Joe said I'm okay. Anthony said I'm okay. I must be okay. And you're going to go about your day just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit more with your chest held out a little bit. Well, what changed? Your activity hasn't changed. Your skill set hasn't changed. What has changed is how you view yourself, because somebody put something positive in here and they taught you a little bit. They said something positive, and now that's reverberating around in your brain and you're accepting that as a fact. I love it. Hey, Tommy, what's going on? Right? Confidence is what it's all about, Sarah. There's no doubt about that. So that's just an example. When your image improves, your performance will improve. It's just a fact. I go into a situation, I'm confident. I mean, MJ's a witness to some of the things that I do where before I pick up the phone, I already know what the result's going to be. A lot of other people would look at the situation and say, there's no way you're going to win. Yeah, I'm going to win. And honey, you can acknowledge this. I've done it hundreds of times in the 13 years that we've been together. And I know for a fact that a lot of what I accomplish is based on how I think. Not what I do. It's how I think and how I project myself out there. How you doing, buddy? So that's just the way I think. So I think it's important. Why is it important? Well, you can't consistently perform in a manner that you don't believe yourself to be. You can't outthink yourself. If you think you're here, you can't perform at this level. It's just not possible. You try climbing a mountain. If you don't think you can make it to the top, you're never going to take the first step. Take two 12-inch planks of wood and put them on the floor. Give me a show of hands. How many of you, just hit a like button or whatever, how many of you would be able to walk across those 12 planks? It's basically right on the floor. Not a big deal, right? You just walk across the plank. Not a challenge at all. Any one of us could do that. But now if I took those two 12-inch planks and I put them on two 10-foot ladders over concrete, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start thinking a little bit. Yeah, there's no question, right? There is absolutely no question. You're going to be thinking about it when you try to go from one ladder to the other ladder across those 12-inch planks, 10 feet in the air, because now you're thinking the fear is going to start kicking in, because the reality is if you fall, you're going to get hurt. Your mind will give you the picture that you project in. into it. So you're going to see yourself falling. You might not fall, but you'll have a hard time getting on that ladder and walking across those planks to the other ladder. It's just the nature of the way the brain works. So, fight or flight. It's going to flee. It's going to flee. It's going to walk away from that thing. Yeah, Tommy, it does work both ways, doesn't it? You build confidence in others, they're going to remember where the confidence came from. It's going to come from you, doesn't it? Help them out. So, like I said, your mind is going to complete that picture. And here's another one, a golfer. Arnold Palmer said this, and Arnold Palmer knew MJ's dad. How cool is that? I think they played together. It's pretty amazing stuff when I think about it. Arnold Palmer knew and could see the ball going in the hole. Now, I'm not a golfer. The only golfing I do is miniature, and I suck at that too. I don't like it. It's not my sport. Never did, never will like it, don't want to do it. Those of you that like golf know what I'm talking about. You are picturing in your mind that ball going in that cup, and if you don't do that, it's going to go here, it's going to go there, it's going to go into the woods, whatever. First time I ever tried to play golf, I let the golf club go and it came sailing into the woods. It was ridiculous. I never did it again. Just don't like the sport. But the image is important. Seeing where the ball is going is the most important thing. Now, a baseball player can stand on the mound with a bat on his shoulder and never take a swing because he sees himself getting struck out and he wants the easy way out. He basically wants to walk to first base, make it simple. And when he gets struck out, he's like amazed. He can't believe it. Well, what I believe is he just failed to think about the results that he was going to get. He could have taken a swing. He had 3 shots at it. He never did. Very sad. You need to desire success. You need to know that you can succeed. So what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days is how do we improve our self-image? How do we go from being feeling kind of mediocre to really being, I'm going to get some done. I'm going to get some stuff done. I am it. I am ready to go. Hey, Anthony, what's going on, brother? How are you in New Jersey? She was a noted psychologist and a columnist. Here's what she said. An individual's self-concept is the core of his personality. It affects every aspect of human behavior. The ability to learn, the capacity to grow, to change, and the choices of friends, mates, and careers. It's no exaggeration to say that a strong, positive self-image is the best possible preparation for success in life. Very, very, very important. When she said this, many, many years ago, it rang true, and I think it's important. I know for a fact that every one of you has a lot of greatness inside you. I know for a fact that we're going to take any of you that are suffering from self-image and are not sure about yourself, in the next few days, we're going to change that, and we're going to go through this process together. I am here to help. I am here to work with you. If I can do anything I can do for you, I will be here for you. Make a phone call. Talk to me a little bit. Share this if you can. If you're getting anything out of it, if you're watching it as a replay, if you can put that in the comments, I'd love to know where you are from and when you're watching this thing. Some of these go to 100 views, some of them go to 500 views. I don't really know. All I know is I love doing them. I want to be here to help you guys out, but if you're getting anything out of this at all, let me know, because if you need a different topic discussed, I'll do that too. But we're here for you. We know that you have the ability to do what you need to do. So we're going to fix your self-image. We're going to give you the right tools to do that, and we're going to make you and help you grow. We love you guys. Have a great night.